Yeah. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, you is looking stressed, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Someone said that I was up next. I said I'm up now with no mean of disrespect. I don't be at the gym, so I don't need to flex. You regret moving on to the next and making me your ex. Yeah, I roll up whenever you feeling stressed. Treat you with respect and never settle for less. Life's a game of chess, don't let it get you in check. She like when I pull her hand, grab her by her neck. Got her on the back until she break a sweat. She like rocking my polo shirts and rocking my polo sweats. Laying down after sex with her head on my chest. She whispers that you're the best, please don't turn out like the rest. We up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset.
And that's the recap to Road Warriors and Playmakers. All right, what's next here on the list, guys?
That's a great show, guys. I'm still muted.
I'm not muted.
What did I do?
Oopsie. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just kidding. Thank you for joining us on our YouTube exclusive. Again, thanks for being patient with us. We're trying things here. And welcome to Tamo's on everybody else's time this week, evidently. I do want to thank John working hours on end to get you guys a show. I know he's a pain in the dick in real life, but he did put a lot of effort in, so I do want to give you a shout out and appreciate you and everything you do for the show, and not really for me, but you know.
Thanks, I think.
Yeah, I just want to let everybody know, if it wasn't for John, probably wouldn't have had a show this week. But John doing a lot to get it going. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining, and we're going to get right into recaps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's go, because
Get after it.
I'm on a time constraint here, so.
What do you want first?
Just start at 8 o'clock, and let's work our way down.
All right, so we got Cowabonga versus Newtown. Surprising score here, Cowabonga with 33, Newtown with 34. And we have in the second, the other 8 o'clock game.
Well, let's talk about that one first.
Yeah, fuck them.
So 1 point win for Newtown. All right, why are you saying surprising?
Because apparently the spread was 18 and a half for Newtown.
Who gave the spread?
Vegas, I think it was.
Yeah, Vegas or Jay.
DraftKings?
Vinny Vegas.
Yeah, I think it was DraftKings.
So it was not supposed to be close, and that's why it's so surprising.
Do you have the stats up there for Ben to pull them up?
It might be on the other tab.
Gary preview page pink.
Are you really making... Why are you doing that, Ben?
Why are you doing what? So you can throw it back and forth? So you can look at it?
No, I thought he was changing the colors.
So you recorded this game, right?
No, I just did the stats for this game.
Okay, so you were able to watch it, right? You did the stats.
Mm-hmm.
You, from my understanding, Newtown jumped up to a decent lead, right?
Yeah, it seemed like they were running away with it.
Yeah, 14-0.
Looked like they were going to run away with it.
Yeah, definitely made some second half adjustments on Boom to bring it back because they started with the ball, I believe, in the second half and marched down and scored.
Yeah, the more I start to look at that Boom Boom roster, the more I actually think it's not getting the credit it's due. I'm not too surprised by it. I did think they were going to lose, and I knew they were potentially missing some guys this week, so I knew that was going to hurt them. But yeah, I'm a little surprised by the score too, but not that surprised. I saw it and I wasn't shocked. Ben, let's who stands out in Newtown here? I believe Matt Shannon had 10 targets or 10 catches and 3 touchdowns. So ever so dangerous when he actually shows up.
As a receiver,
Yeah.
looks it's quite a spread. It looks like Matt Shannon 9 out of 11 targets caught, 3 receiving touchdowns.
So no drops for the team?
Nope, no drops.
That's good. Yeah. What did Jay Charles finish with?
Jay Charles, 85%. 28 for 23. 4 touchdowns.
So not a ton of throwing, but very
Touchdown too.
a rushing touchdown as well. Was that the controversial one?
Yeah, that's the game winner.
Oh, it was the game winner
Yeah,
to take the lead and go. So
Yeah,
were they
take
down
the
and
lead.
had to? They were down and had to score to take the lead.
Yeah, to go up 1, and then I think Boom got the ball with like I don't know. I think when I was watching it, they maybe had 2 or 3 plays. It looked like.
Yeah.
Um,
All right. Who stood out for Boom Boom here? Ben. Sorry.
I think Kimball had. Kimball had some
For Boom
grabs.
Boom, let's see. Where is Boom Boom?
Cowabonga, it's called. I
It's at
think.
the front.
Is it? Oh, it's Cowabonga. Okay.
Sorry.
No,
Sorry.
alphabetical order.
Yeah. Tell me what it's actually called. Cowabunga. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, Sam Kimball, 11 for 15. No drops. Had a receiving touchdown.
So 15 targets for Sam.
Yep.
Who's the next in line on targets for the team?
Let's see. It looks like 8 targets for Mitchell.
Mitch, yeah.
6, and he caught 6 of those.
Yeah, we didn't get to see him much on offense last year, right?
No.
So it's kind of a new thing for us to see here.
But, I mean, we definitely thought EB and Sam would have a quick
Yeah.
connection and definitely showed week 1
Yeah.
right off the rip.
All right, well, Nuketown moving to 1-0. Cowabonga 0-1. All right, what's the next game?
Buddy, don't come at me. Okay. Fucking hell.
What?
Nothing. We had Air Raiders versus Greek Gods in another very close game as well. Air Raiders 33, Greek Gods 34.
So the same score as the other field?
Yeah, crazy, right?
This was honestly a good kind of back and forth game. Greek Gods jumped up to a lead, and Air Raiders battled back in. I think Air Raiders made some defensive adjustments that really worked for them. They just made it too late. I think Bonish threw well for the conditions. It was tough throughout the day, but it was really tough in the morning. But I felt he took too many long shots with the wind.
You think a day like that with that much wind, it should maybe get pushed back a week or no?
Well, if I had a choice, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Just know it's going forward. You know.
yeah.
For the board of directors.
But I don't think the wind really messes up the field that bad. It did mess up John's stack of papers that went flying.
I
So
was so pissed. So pissed. No, it was not allegedly. It
I
fucking
forget.
happened.
I forget who's the jerk that just walked by the papers as they're blowing right by him, and I'm like, oh, you couldn't help out. Actually, I don't forget. I
no.
remember. I just don't want to put him on blast.
Was that a guy in the league? I thought it was just a random guy.
No, it was a guy in the league.
But even worse. Wow. Oh,
Now
thanks.
John's super pissed.
No.
But
We adapted and overcame.
both teams honestly kind of gelling pretty good in my opinion. It was going to be a tough game. Fucking tight pants threw very well.
Did this end up going to overtime or no?
Yeah.
It was, right? They won in overtime.
Yeah.
But
Ben, can you look up some stats, or you in the middle of something?
Yeah, I'm good now.
Who stands out here for Air Raiders?
Should be at the front.
A lot of speed on that team. A lot of tall receivers.
Let's see. Adam was 8 for 11 and a touchdown. Next up would have been a tie in between Dan and Junior. Both 8 targets and 5 receptions out of those 8 targets.
Yeah, I felt he spread the ball out very well. It was very windy, so it's hard to take the accuracy in a factor here. But
Junior did have 3 touchdowns.
oh, Junior had 3.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, he had I think a shuffle, maybe 1 or 2 shuffle passes, right at the goal line. They kind of stacked the line, had him run behind the blockers.
Yeah, he's 1 for 1 for completions too.
Yeah, they did do a throwback. He did he throw a touchdown?
It might have been an extra point.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, it was a nice design play. He threw a good ball.
so he's throwing 100% on the year.
Yeah, he should probably stop right there. Set a record. Who stood out on Greek Gods? I know Brandon Paranarisi had a lot going for him that game.
Is the red people that weren't
Yeah,
there?
Brandon did. Brandon did, but he had 9 targets, 8 receptions, and he had a drop of 3 touchdowns. But the top one was Tyler Gagne. With,
Tyler.
9 for 11, and he had a receiving touchdown.
Yeah, you think the tournament Saturday would have slowed him down? No chance. Guy he's like a train, just keeps on chugging through. But no, he's looking good. Looks like he's lost some weight, playing really well. And that connection's always dangerous. And he always gets them late, too. It would probably be smart to grab Tyler Gagne next time before Greek Gods do. Yeah, close game. Greek Gods getting the win. Who were Greek Gods missing? I know they were missing one key. Oh, Hamilton, right? Hamilton was missing.
Other people in red, the ones that are
Yeah.
missing, yeah, they're missing Hamilton, Micah.
Mike Evans.
Oh, yeah, Mike Evans. Yeah.
Mike Evans,
Mike
yeah.
Evans, and then Brandon Booten and Chetra.
Yeah, I was excited to see Michael Evans.
I know, me too.
With all the buildup, I was let down.
I mean, started off the year with a banger, 2 1-point games, an overtime game in the first slate of the year. Nothing better than that.
You ready for the next one?
Yeah, let's go.
We got Phantoms in Block Party, and Phantoms had 26. Block Party had 34.
Phantoms 26, you said? Block Party 34?
Yes, sir.
You watched this game, right?
Yeah, I did the live stats. Block Party looked pretty good right out the gate. Definitely Carter and Art, little connection there right off the rip. Had most of the catches and stats going down the field. Didn't seem like they had really any missteps.
Yeah, I mean, both. I mean, Artie's a great quarterback to jump in right away and play with people. Carter's one of those receivers that really can kind of fit anywhere. He can kind of do anything, so he kind of adapts to a quarterback style for sure. I think he had 15 targets or something, right? What are you guys freaking out over there about?
I'm just trying to figure out how he's doing what he's doing.
Do you have the comments on your thing?
No.
Steve?
Yeah, I got.
I'm looking at something completely different.
I got a quick comment. BKW Productions, I'm not sure who that is. Wants to know if the website is up to date. It said as of last night it wasn't up to date with the stats.
I guarantee you it's not up to date in stats because some of the stats were entered in today. So, some of the stats are on us for sure. I don't know how it gets updated. I don't know that process of it. But if the captains aren't getting their stats in, it's not going to be updated probably till the following week. It usually takes maybe a couple weeks for everything to catch up. Some things happen and whatever. We have access to the actual Google Sheet, so we can give you accurate stats if you're looking for anything specific. All right, John, you were able to watch this game, right?
Yep.
Halves really do as bad as he's saying he did?
No, I don't think he had a bad game. It's just maybe, like just week 1 stuff. Nothing really stood out like it was bad. They moved the ball downfield a little bit. The run game was working here and there. It's just, wasn't crisp, but you definitely see what the offense is trying to do. And they just didn't make some stops in the game. And, Block Party made those stops and made those extra plays.
Block Party's defense looking good?
Yeah. They held up to the run better than I thought they would. Danny was doing the big ball there and, was able to stop it on defense for Block Party.
Yeah. Did you any critiques on Haverty's offense? Any suggestions on your part?
Nope. No, nothing. I think if he keeps doing what he's doing, he'll just keep building more momentum, and probably week 2 we'll see something a little different.
All right. So Block Party 1-0.
1-0.
All right, next game.
Are we gonna? Do we want to talk about who we picked at all, or we'll do it at the end?
I'm just trying to get as many of these before I have to leave.
All right.
All right. What Connor wants to say is that Connor's off to a commanding lead. He went 6-4. John went 4-6. I went 3-7. Looks like my touchdown to interception ratio. But I do want to know what?
Yeah, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, I did actually. I do want to point out Connor was in a commanding lead week 1 last season and then dropped the bag. So,
That's
History doesn't repeat itself here.
Fucking better hope.
History always repeats itself.
All right, what was next?
All right, you got that out of the way?
Yeah.
You feel good about yourself? All right. Next game.
Back to your time with Steve and John. We got Explosion versus Spartans. Explosion 34, Spartans 39. I did not watch this game.
I did. Marcus threw very well and gave me the middle finger every time he did something good.
Yeah, he sucked.
He was letting me know. Spartans look good. A little, I wouldn't say a sloppy game, but it was a little back and forth. It was good football. Maybe some controversial calls. A block in the back that I didn't really think was a block in the back. But no, it was a good game. Ricky Tan looked really good. I mean, he seemed to be the guy to go to when they needed some yards or a first down or a touchdown, and he was up to the task. So when Ricky's there, he's a weapon.
So he was there week 1, so we'll see him probably like week 4.
Yeah, somewhere around there. He'll keep that 50% range going.
Okay.
Wins Minnesota.
Xavier had a few drops. It was a little windy. Had a few drops, got it out of the way, made some big plays down the line. Mike Howe and company looked good, just some miscommunications. He had some complaints, and I kind of saw it a little bit too. The Explosion team just didn't seem to have that fire, that kind of dig deep and look like they really want it.
Were they missing any key players?
Yeah, they were missing Anthony Eves off the top of my head. I know that.
That's a pretty big piece to your offense, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, him and Mike Howe do great together. Missing him, and I mean, I was actually surprised on the first. It looked like the first few games, a lot of full rosters. I know Greek Gods were missing a few guys, and that was like the only team I noticed right off the rip that were missing a noticeable amount of guys. Everybody else seemed to have 3 subs, roughly. So
Greek God's missing a lot of guys on Easter. What about Greek Easter?
oof. Wow, Jake's a fake Greek.
Hold on. When is Greek Easter?
Next Sunday. Oh, fuck. What the fuck is wrong with
I
you?
was betting anything that you did not know that
What is that? Why wouldn't I know that?
because you're fake Greek.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to bring red eggs to the field and see if Jacob knows what to do with them.
Do you know what to do with them?
Ah, here we go. Remember I talked about earlier? You know what I mean? That's
Sorry.
it's like quicksand with you.
It's your time.
No. You could have stopped at the
I didn't
question.
want to.
Okay.
Back to
Right.
McLaughlin time.
You freaking idiot.
Hey, if he gets one, I get one.
But yeah, Explosion going 0-1. I think a lot of us picked them, right?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
all
we did.
Yeah. Again, not surprising that Spartans team. Maybe I underrated them a little bit. Maybe. We'll see how the season pans out.
So next up, we have the boys versus Best Buds. The boys 7, Best Buds 39.
Yeah, Best Buds look real good. And no offense to the boys, it just wasn't clicking. It was always something that just stalled the drives. Whether it was, it just looked like glimpses of good plays and then glimpses of really bad plays, and they were putting themselves in a lot of bad positions. And their defense they made adjustments later in the game. I think Jari was very into the game, and I actually really respected that. And no matter what everybody else was doing or hanging their heads, he really was trying to get that team into and no matter what, fight to the end and figure it out. And I do believe that is the move, because I think they started doing a little different on defense, and I think they liked it, and they might probably go back to that. So if you kind of quit early and you don't figure that out, you don't play to whistle, you're not going to figure it out. I think Jari and company kind of made a couple switches, seemed to work. Their defense did look tough, but Best Buds did really look good for a team that hasn't practiced or anything.
Yeah, I think also, I mean, obviously I wasn't there I wasn't there till like halftime of the game and wasn't able to play, but from watching the whole game on the live, it seemed like we got kind of behind the sticks and had to go for it on a couple 4th downs before mid, and
Yeah, you just put Best Buds in a good position.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot of half field defense.
Not at first. They were playing the punt game, but
Yeah.
Best Buds were driving down all the way and scoring pretty frequently, to the point where Jason and company couldn't do that anymore. They had to go for it on fourth down.
Yeah.
So, and it just they need to iron out their blocking assignments and just kind of be on the same page with some things. And I think the boys will be all right as far as offensively. What, Ben?
Got a couple comments.
All right.
Jacob points says Christ has risen. And Tacky Bar says image quality is way better on here. So positive feedback on YouTube so far.
What was the second one?
It's Tacky Bar says image quality or imagine quality. I think I imagine they meant image quality is way better on here.
Yeah, I figured it would be.
Yeah.
And you could tell from what we're looking at least.
Yeah. So I mean, the platform we're on before limited us at 720. We're back to 1080. So a little bit better.
Let's fucking go, boys.
Ugh.
So we got positive.
Everybody's going to realize how ugly we actually are.
Yeah, exactly. High definition.
I think
I'll get you
they
guys
know.
up.
Not Ben. He's tall, dark, and handsome.
Exactly. Handsome politician.
All right.
Are we still
TDM?
on other time now?
TDM getting the win here. What was the final score here, Johnny boy?
Self-made TDM, it was 32 self-made, 41 TDM.
Jordan, company, everybody was pretty much there.
Jordan came in after like 3 snaps of Keno QB and,
No shot.
and took over.
Dude, I missed a good week to be
And
fair.
then let everyone know it was too easy as well.
Yeah, he kept yelling that. Yeah, it's funny too because I talked to him after. He's like, I just got to play a little better. I got to iron out these things, and I love a guy that actually critiques himself behind closed doors and tries to be better.
He was telling me the plays on the live before he was doing them. Like, I'm going to go here and try this.
He's such a cocky guy.
And then did it.
Hey, let's go to their stats here, Ben. Touchdown Mafia. Let's see what my my buddy Jordan Perdermo did.
Let's see. Oh, Jordan Padermo is 20 for 30, 67% completion. Rating 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
Okay, solid
But a
day.
couple
Rushing.
5 rushing attempts, 2 rushing touchdowns.
So Jordan doing it in the air, doing it with his feet. Hey, who else stand? Any receivers stood out?
Thomas White, 11 of 16.
Wow.
Had 1 drop, but 2 touchdowns.
Thomas White making an impact with Jordan. We knew that was going to be a deadly combo.
How did Riley look for self-made throwing the rock?
Self-made. Self-made.
Oh, self-made, sorry.
Yeah, different team, my fault.
Self-made.
He talked too
He
quick.
also showed up late.
Riley was 18 for 26, 69%, so slightly better. 5 passing touchdowns, 1 interception.
Is Riley on a pitch count?
Well, the
If he showed out late, who else threw at the beginning?
Big
Keno?
Z's, what was on the jersey.
Zioli, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I
Can
think so.
you guys not put zeros when there's nothing to put?
That was not us.
Well, I'm asking whoever did. I'm assuming it was the team inputting.
Yes.
That makes it infinitely more difficult to read this.
Ben, no one gives a fuck about your preference with this. No offense.
Do you want me to be quick here? Or
Oh, you're not quick about anything.
Who
Yeah.
else has the throwing?
Except
Well, you know,
one
let's play.
particular thing I was told.
What's that, Steve?
His wit, for sure. He's quick-witted.
Allegedly.
Who's the second player on the list that has passing stats?
Let's see. That is Anthony
Zioli.
Zioli. Yeah,
Okay.
What did he do?
1 for 3, and he had an interception on the
Ben, you laughing at him?
only throw. Yeah.
Jesus. Dark time.
We got to do a segment where Ben throws and shows this guy what's up here. He has the balls to laugh at this guy.
I'm sure I'd be over 3 and 3 interceptions, so no room.
All right, so Riley 5 touchdowns, 1 pick.
In the loss. Yeah.
All right.
An awful start.
All right, I got to get going.
All right.
I really do, unfortunately. Sorry, we got a late start, and I could give you 2 guesses, but you're only going to need 1 on why, and I do have to get going. Did he just chuckle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
John wanted to go to YouTube, so
Do not let him leave until you figure out how to get the show going.
This is not my
I don't
fault.
care. Lock the bulkhead. It's not kidnapping. I don't care.
leave in 7 minutes. So.
You have to leave in 7
I have
minutes?
a game at 9. Yeah.
Is that the only thing you're gonna be on fucking time till today?
This
Yeah.
fucking guy shows up on time now to fucking Bedford? That's bullshit.
Well, yeah, Danny runs a tight ship over there.
I gotta reverse my reputation here.
And you're starting today?
Yep. Well, I started 2 weeks ago actually.
So we going half and half episode here or what?
No, John knows how to shut the show down, right?
All right.
Yeah, just hit stop. Just do the normal transition and stop streaming
On
on OBS.
okay.
All right, thanks for tuning in.
With Steve.
Take it away with John and Connor now, guys.
Danny says,
back to
Danny
other
says,
time.
LOL, ironic time to leave Steve.
Danny, who?
Cruz.
Yeah, I was trying to do a whole fucking show, but Ben showed up an hour late. My bad.
Technically 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
No, you are a
fucking-
liar.
No fucking chance that was 20 minutes. You said
I had other stuff going on. We changed it last minute.
Nobody changed anything last minute.
Yeah, it was. Okay. Look,
Jeez.
What, yesterday?
Yeah, because you left.
John can't remember when I tell him I have stuff going on.
No, you said you'd be here at 7:15. You showed up at 8.
That's not good for listeners. Ben's a
liar.
So let's try for 7:15.
All right, where the fuck did TDM? All right, Sicko mode, Purple Haze. Sicko mode 13, Purple Haze 27. Did you able to watch any of this?
Yeah, I didn't know it was that. Sicko mode only had 13.
Jacob LaPointe says, you guys look great. Little hefty, but great.
And he would know.
Little hefty-ish, for sure.
Ish, heavy on the ish.
Heavy on the ish.
I kind of was able to do some of this at the end, and it looked like it was kind of back and forth, but not a lot of scoring. So it does make sense with the score. I don't remember getting told the score on the live, though, so I'm not sure what the score was.
So, Purple Haze, Burns looked pretty good, I thought, from what I watched. He had something crucial where right after halftime, the first drive out, Sicko mode got a stop because Burns jumped before the first down.
And that was the fourth.
So that kind of, other than that, I thought he played pretty well.
I did see a couple like errant throws, but maybe that was just not on the same page with the receivers, or maybe he thought they were going to do something different.
Yeah, yeah.
But again, just week one stuff.
Yeah, it can be chalked up to week one. People he probably hasn't played before. I knew like one of the screens he called, I've run it a million times in blitz, and he kind of threw it at Gibby before he was even looking. So that was something they'll get on the right page for. Ben, do you want to look at Burns' stats for Purple Haze? I know Dome was giving him some shit for the first play. Actually, I think they scored like on maybe the first play.
Yeah, he's 20 for 33, 61%, 2 passing touchdowns. So
2 passing. Did he have a rushing?
Yes,
Scored
one.
26.
Yep, it scored 1 rushing touchdown.
And then what was Derek Riley's first game out there? So Sicko mode. I thought when I walked over to the field, I saw him throw a deep ball for a touchdown early in the game.
Yeah,
So I thought
he's got
I think
1
that was-
touchdown.
that was it.
That was
Yeah,
the one.
25 for 36, 69%.
Huh?
Anyone have a
no
rushing
picks or
touchdown?
anything.
No rushing touchdown.
So how the fuck
How
did they score?
how'd they get 13?
I don't see anybody else with a rushing touchdown.
Did they have a pick six maybe? Defensive touchdown?
No defensive touchdowns.
I'll have to look at that one again.
So, yeah, we'll have to.
Yeah.
Ben,
I'm
on
assuming
that
they
page,
was. Yeah.
up there, right above you, on the clipboard, right
On
to
the
your right.
clipboard, physically in front of you, not on the screen. Yep.
Yeah. Does it say Sicko mode stats there?
Yeah, Sicko goes right here.
Is there any other touchdowns anywhere?
Nothing.
I wonder if their 13 is right.
They have.
Tacky bar, I
They have
believe Sicko
two-
only had
They
6
have
points.
2 receiving touchdowns marked, but 1 passing touchdown marked.
I think
so.
maybe one got called
so
back.
maybe.
So 13 is probably wrong.
And if they only scored 6, that's tough. I was saying when I was walking at the field, I saw him throw that deep ball for the tutty, and I was like, oh, maybe it's not that much adjusting for what everybody anticipated. But if that was the only
Yeah,
touchdown,
well,
then-
there's 2 receiving touchdowns marked. 1 for Bobby and 1 for Vaughn.
oh, Tacky bar saying only 6 guys.
Oh,
Do they
okay.
have a bunch of guys missing?
Yeah, looks that way.
They weren't
So
marked.
then-
They
So
weren't marked.
tough
had-
start
so that's
for
the tough
Lazu and company again with attendance. Maybe he's got to change the name of the team again because Sicko mode last year had some attendance stuff. Week 1 attendance stuff too. I mean, obviously it's a holiday, so hopefully that
Well, yeah, we'll see.
contributed to it.
see week
Hopefully
2.
next week, as long as they don't have a bunch of Greeks on the team, they should be all right. Lazu confirming they got
Allegedly.
2.
Okay. All right, so we'll just change that on the stats then. Entity versus Soul Reapers. 33 for Entity, 26 for Soul Reapers. This was a really good game.
What was the score again? Sorry.
Entity 33,
Yep.
Soul Reapers 26.
Yep. Yeah,
Uh,
I watched this one at the
I was
field. a little.
filming this one, and it was back and forth. Entity got down by a little bit,
Yep.
but then stormed back, and there was a play at the end where it looked kind of weird. There was a fumble on the one.
Oh yeah.
Entity picked it up, started returning it, and then I think the next
Joey
play,
chased him down and
yeah,
pulled his flag, but then Joey was hurt
yeah,
because he had that calf. He was cramping up. He was laying there dying. Yeah, they shoveled it to Danny,
yeah. Or
and
Danny,
before he got in the end zone, he got I
shoved
think
it.
hit by his own guy. Really.
he
like
shoveled it to Leo, and Leo scored.
Oh no, yeah. I meant Danny caught the ball
Oh.
and fumbled it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then there's a pitch back to Leo. Yeah.
So that was a crazy.
That was a great game. Yeah.
I thought that was going to be the best game of the week, just between it's Danny versus Boss, and it didn't live. It definitely lived up to it.
Oh yeah, and Danny hit him with a stiff arm for the touchdown and gave him like the little man thing. That
Yeah,
was fucking
yeah.
awesome. Love to see it.
Definitely a good game.
Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention: Burns' 2020 number on his jersey with the LASIK was fucking epic too. Love that.
And then we have Pog Patrol versus Crazy Work. Pog Patrol 25, Crazy Work 46. I thought that was gonna be the way it was. I didn't get to watch it, but
Yeah, I think I watched the first half while I was
we
working.
are literally solo now.
Yeah.
Yeah, goodbye. Yeah. See you later. Yeah, I figured it. Yeah, I got it.
I'm gonna
Thanks, buddy.
just push the buttons from here for the noises.
Yeah.
See you, Ben.
Thanks for nothing.
Thanks for
I said thanks for everything.
your
No, I'm retarded.
time.
Sorry, Ben.
So Crazy Work Pog. I had to watch the first half today on my phone a little bit. It's been talked about, but just from watching it, I didn't get to watch it at the field. But like Nuge was just, they were snapping to him. He's running all over the field. He threw some great passes. To Sean, I think had 3 touchdowns. Obviously, we can't really stat check it now because we don't have anybody here, but. I know he had like 3 touchdowns. He played very well.
Yeah, they definitely clicked for sure, and it didn't seem like.
Pog Patrol. This is a later game in the day, right?
Yeah,
And
the last game.
The first play of the game, Dante had to throw.
Yep. So I think in the live, Dome was even saying it's crazy how some of the players didn't even have their cleats on yet, or
It was like
they
1
haven't
o'clock or
warmed up
something.
yet. Yeah. So
Yeah. So that was wild. Hopefully,
hopefully,
I
Paw
think it was
Patrol
only one
fixes that.
play. I think it was only one play, and then Julian was in.
Mm.
There was also another game that was later in the day where someone like didn't even have flags on too.
Which game?
After they caught a pass, I forget.
Oh,
Just
that
from
might have
watching
been
live,
Dante.
it might have been.
I
Oh
think
yeah,
so,
because he
had
threw it,
yeah.
and then he caught the next play. Didn't have flags on. Yeah. So they gotta get just a little shit fixed up. I think they'll be all right. We scrimmaged them. They played really well. So I think tighten up the little things. They'll be all right going forward.
Yeah, they definitely looked. They had spots where they looked good, so I agree.
And I thought for Crazy Work, as far as like the past 2 sessions, I thought we've been really high on their teams and things haven't gone well. I think we were high on this team this year, and I think they delivered what we expected.
Oh, for sure.
I think they'll be a top team going forward.
They had more people there than last time.
Than all of last year, yeah.
Yeah, so they had subs. They had all their weapons there, and it looked like we thought it was going.
Throwing screens, the RT3.
Yeah,
He's getting beat up by Dante.
yeah, getting back up, no problem.
Yep. Look good.
And I think we have one more game. I'm not sure though. We probably that's probably it, right? There's no more other games.
What was it? Oh, Road Warriors and
No, we're all done. We already
Oh,
talked
yeah,
about
yeah,
them.
yeah.
No, so we had Road Warriors versus Playmakers. Playmakers scored, and we didn't. And that was a game.
Steve looked good.
Yeah, Steve was Steve. I was John, and this
Nice.
is it.
I did see. I stayed. This is right before I left the field.
You didn't
I
miss
stayed.
much.
I saw you had the first reception of the year, and I was like, no, I don't want to fucking see 700 receptions out of John again this year, and we're already starting off the first play. So
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that.
no, but you guys got down there. You were all excited. You guys scored on the first drive. You had the ball, I think.
I think so, yeah. And then we didn't really score much after that. It was 22-55.
That's
You
a
know,
tough one.
definitely week one issues,
Yeah,
missing some key people.
yeah.
But
Scott looked good, right? Because
yeah.
Scott's not their quarterback, right?
No, Scott is not the
Dane,
quarterback.
right? And Dane couldn't make it.
Yeah. I
from-
thought we were going to have Rocker as QB for a little bit, and we got excited.
And that didn't happen.
It did not happen. Scott showed up.
But from what I read, I thought in the captain's chat or something, people were saying, "Oh, is there going to be a QB controversy after how well Scott played?"
Well, I'll definitely keep it going in the chat for sure.
Yeah,
Especially if they do really well with Dante this week, or don't do well with Dante this week.
Dane,
Dane, whatever, I don't care. Who
Dane,
cares?
Dante, same thing.
Doesn't matter. We're on to next week, week 2.
All right, do you have the matchups?
Let me see.
And we got to make sure that we get Steve's unbiased. Like he can't watch the show back.
But he
and then
barely
make a
watches the
pick.
show the first time.
All right, fair enough.
I have to find it though. So why don't you tell us something nice about the show?
I was gonna say, I was just thinking of another point. Is I feel like every week one, everybody loses their fucking minds about the referees, and like I promise that it'll get better. Like we all haven't played in however many months. A lot of player refs don't ref outside of this league. Like every session, first week, it's always like hoopla and we need to get real refs and all this shit. And then like by week 2 or 3, there's like 1 or 2 calls that we talk about on the show or people bring up. But like other than that, like it flattens out. And I think Bova does a good job talking to them about what we can fix and what to do week in and week out. So I think if everybody just kind of calms down a little, it's going to even itself out.
No, not gonna happen. Fuck that. Explain the rules to me before a coin toss, or don't explain them to me, and then don't get mad if I complain. All right. So on field 1, it's you versus Block Party.
The boys.
Is that where you're going with?
Block party. Oh,
you
yeah. I was
just
going to
writing
write
them
them all down. Yeah.
All right. You want to write them down, and then
Yeah.
we can pick them after.
Yeah.
All right. On the other side is Self-Made versus Crazy Work.
Self crazy. Yeah.
Greek Gods versus Spartans.
Greek. Spartans.
Nuketown versus Playmakers. You can tell you already who I'm picking in that one. Explosion versus Soul Reapers.
Yep.
Road Warriors versus Purple Haze.
Road.
Entity versus Phantoms. Sicko Mode versus Pog. Best Buds versus Aerators.
Yep.
And TDM versus Boom Boom.
Ooh, I like it.
And that's our week 2 matchups.
All right.
Which,
So
real quick,
off
out of
rip.
all those, who would you think is the game of the week?
Game of the week. I think Greek Spartans will be a pretty good one. I think Explosion Soul Reapers will be a solid game. I think Road Warriors Haze will be solid. Entity Fans will be solid. I think there's a lot of solid games. I think TDM versus Boom is going to be my game of the week.
I would think,
But there's definitely 3 or 4 that could be out there.
I kind of want to say maybe Entity versus Phantoms.
Phantoms, yeah, that's one of the
They're
ones.
definitely 2 different style matchups. Like, Entity's a little bit smaller Danny definitely loaded up on the size. Want to see how that match up.
Yeah.
See if
Entity
run
1-0, Phantom 0-1.
yeah, and see if the run game is a little bit more consistent that week.
Okay. Yeah,
I think that one would be something I would want to watch.
Out of the 4 I kind of named off, that was definitely one of them that I'd like to watch for sure.
All right, Superstar, since you're crushing it and running away with it again, you go first.
All right. The boys' block party. I think generally I picked against our team going like all of the past couple seasons. I think we're going to turn it around here this week.
All right. I'm going to go block party.
All right, self-made, crazy work. 0-1 self-made, 1-0 crazy work. I'm going to go crazy work here.
I think I was supposed to go first there, bud. But
Oh, fuck, my bad.
I also was going to go crazy work
Okay, yeah,
regardless. Just because I really like House's team this year.
Yeah,
It's definitely going to be a dominant team for sure.
agreed.
So what do we got?
Greek gods, Spartans.
You can go here, bud.
1-0 and 1-0.
Yeah.
Greek gods 1-0, missing 4 guys, including Hamilton. Spartans won by a score. Both close games.
Does Jake have more of a veteran team, you think? Where they're not really learning the rules?
Yeah. I'm going to go... Yeah, I'm going to go Greek gods here.
Just because I hate Marcus, I'm going Greek gods as well.
All right, Nuketown Playmakers.
Going Nuketown, not even hesitation. If I could pick no one, I'd probably pick that.
I'm also going to go Nuketown here.
Yeah, suck it, Rocker.
I hope Rocker has an easy time picking his quarterback.
I hope he doesn't. Hope he has to be the quarterback.
Oh, Lazu's making some pick. Oh, buddy, if you're going to make all the picks, I'll throw you in here for this one. Lazu.
Is this our guest pick?
Yeah, guest picker. Lazu. 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 All right.
Tell us who he's picking.
Yeah, he picked Block Party Game 1, Crazy Work. Oh, I forgot you couldn't see the code.
That's right. Yeah.
Crazy Work.
Are you on the app? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it might
Okay,
be.
I think that's what it is.
He picked Spartans, and then he picked Nuketown. All right, so next up we have Explosion and Soul Reapers.
We don't
I
know.
don't remember. Oh, you picked first last, so it's
Yeah.
me. Explosion. How Dom Fredo. Soul Reapers. How's Bova feeling?
That's
He
what
was
I
pretty
gonna
banged
say.
up at that last game.
Yeah, he was laying on
I
the
think it
ground.
was just. I think both of his calves were cramping though. I don't think it was like
anything
a
serious.
knee injury or like anything like that. I think it was just cramps in both calves, which is brutal.
He
but
did have the ref the 3 early games, so maybe too much moving.
too much
for him.
rapping. Yeah. Although like Soul Reapers did look good. They're both 0-1 here. I'm gonna go Explosion here.
I think I'm gonna go Soul Reapers.
Wazoo also went with Explosion.
Definitely going Soul Reapers.
All right, Road Warriors versus Purple Haze. You're up first.
I'm going Road Wars.
I'm gonna go Road Warriors too. I think Steve is not happy with how that game went.
I'm not happy with Sean recording and reffing for some reason. I hope he's watching.
Yeah, I think Steve's gonna have a big chip on his shoulder that he has to get off this week.
If he does, I'm chopping the rest of his thumb off.
So John here, let's see what Jose. Jose, anything?
We can just keep going, and if he writes
Yeah,
it,
if he writes it, I'll write it down. Entity Phantoms.
you're up.
Entity really grinded that game out. But fuck. Entity 1-0, Phantoms 0-1. I think this is going to be a bounce back week for a lot of teams here. I'm going Phantoms.
I agree. I was really big favorite of that team last week, so definitely go on this one. Phantoms as well.
Jose picked Phantoms as well.
What did he pick? Oh, he picked.
He
Road
didn't
Warriors?
pick. Yeah, Jose, you still need Road Warriors and Purple Haze, buddy. All right, Sicko mode, Pog.
Did he mention if he's having everyone there?
He picked Purple Haze.
What the fuck? All right, never mind. I'm going Pogs then.
John going Pog. I'm going to go Sicko mode here.
Yeah, hopefully they have more than 6.
Yeah, 6 people, not 6 points, to my earlier confusion.
All right.
We got Best Buds and Aerators.
Oh,
I'm going to go Best Buds.
I am as well.
I was really impressed with what I saw while I was watching the film.
Yeah, and I just don't like Bonish.
Lazu says Sicko mode defunds the Pog Patrol fully squatted. So he picks Sicko, and he picks Best Buds. And who'd you pick?
Buds.
Best Buds.
Yeah.
John as well. All right, and the nightcap, TDM versus Boom. So this is my game of the week here. But you're up first.
I'm going TDM.
TDM.
Minus if Keno has the ball in his hands, I think they look good.
So yeah, he had to throw for a couple.
No, and just that one backwards
The
pitch
backwards pitch
that
thing
almost
you
killed
told
me in the middle of the field for no reason.
I think I'm gonna go TDM as well here.
All right.
John. Lazu picks Boom.
You might want to mix in the water. All right. Well, that's all.
Any
our picks.
questions,
Is
concerns,
there anything in there you see?
anything in the chat that people want us to talk about real quick?
Yeah, before we end this shit.
Yeah, before John and I show up late to our 9 o'clock game
But nobody's asking us to play.
of Marvel Rivals.
That's still a thing.
I don't know. I haven't played.
Likewise.
Seems like nothing really rolling in right now.
So, YouTube going off without a hitch once everyone showed up.
Yep.
Hopefully we can keep it going.
Yeah, better quality.
Hopefully get some more subscribers in here. Definitely the comments seem like it seems to work. So, I mean, I don't know. I think it's all good.
And I think there was definitely people that were passing around when the voting for the awards came out, sharing it with their mother, their grandmother, their aunts, their uncles.
Yeah, so you can do
So
that
do
here.
the same thing with the YouTube, right? Share it with your coworkers, your aunts, your uncles, I don't even know, everybody.
Yeah, your uncle's aunt.
Yeah,
That
your
could be your
uncle's
uncle.
aunt, your dog's
Yeah.
best friend.
Make a YouTube for your dog. Yeah, and then log in and just like and subscribe.
Mixing a water after Boom just lost to Jay on a last minute drive. LOL, someone didn't watch the game properly.
Listen, I can only do so much. What else
And
do you want me
Lazu
to
said John's special skill. When I
What
was
the fuck
asking
is
if
that
there was anything we want to talk. Oh, from the fucking video he made of.
Oh, yeah, that's Jake's video.
But other than that, thanks for joining. Share it all around. Make sure you subscribe if you watched. Don't fucking just watch. Need to stop going live on Facebook entirely to get some more super. That's exactly what we did.
We're literally on YouTube
We're
right
only
now.
on YouTube right now. There's no Facebook live here.
Is that Ben?
I don't know.
It has to be.
EKW Productions. He's the one who's making fun of you for the mix in the water, the stats not being updated on the thing, and
We don't control them being on the
I know.
website.
No. He was just asking if it was. We don't have control of that, so
Can we chat ban this guy? Is that a thing?
no. I like anybody that brings things to the show. It's good.
All right. Well, then I guess that's all we got, right?
Yeah.
And now we just have to awkwardly go up there, shut it off ourselves because it's just us
Just
two.
the two of us.
Or we could just leave it going and leave.
Yeah.
Like everyone else did.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm in.
All right.
R.I.P. Harambe.
Good night, Spain. As we walk over there. All right, get out of the way there, Haas.
Oh! Jesus Christ. R.I.P. my dog.
Yeah. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, you is looking stressed, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, you stress, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Someone said that I was up next. I said I'm up now with no mean of disrespect. I don't be at the gym, so I don't need to flex. You regret moving on to the next and making me your ex. Yeah, I roll up whenever you feeling stressed. Treat you with respect and never settle for less. Life's a game of chess, don't let it get you in check. She like when I pull her hand, grab her by her neck. Got her on the back until she break a sweat. She like rocking my polo shirts and rocking my polo sweats. Laying down after sex with her head on my chest. She whispers that you're the best. Please don't turn out like the rest. Yeah, we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, looking stressed, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up.